Hi everyone, my name is Phil and welcome to another update. This past week I've been carrying on with the work that I was doing on Scraptail. More specifically, I've been populating the Safehouse. I put a lot of objects in there and things for the player to explore, including practice dummies and hooks and minor loot, and just things for the player to grab and search for. And I think it's a good time now. I've also begun improving the UI for the Safehouse, but I don't love it yet. I've been implementing some animations and I want those animations to be very diegetic, and a lot of the menus like the loadout menu and the shop menu, the upgrades menu are not diegetic at all. They're just menus, and so I'm not entirely happy with those. I want to merge them with the world itself, so I'm not entirely happy with that and I want to get back into it, but for now it's good enough, so I'm going to be moving on. I've also finished the main building in the randomized heist. It now has the floors that were missing, it has guards, it has loot and all that, so that's finalized. The only hiccup that I ran into is that my performance was really beginning to tank halfway through development, and so I had to stop and think, how the heck do I do this? Now, because this randomized heist takes place indoors most of the time, as long as you're in the main building anyway, then I could get away with some area-based culling, and that's what I'm doing. While you're inside, when you're on the first floor, only the first floor gets rendered. When you're on the second floor, only the second floor gets rendered. Now, this improved performance a lot. Like, I went from 40 FPS to 90 FPS, which is great. However, I'm not entirely happy with this either, because you can see things popping in and out of existence. So I'm gonna need to find some way of making that work well, without being so obvious. But for now, once again, it works, so I'm gonna leave it as it is, while making some tweaks on the side whenever I think of something. Those were the biggest changes in everything I've added this past week, but I've also made some minor changes to the things that were already in place, such as pickpockets now go straight to your pocket. So before, whenever you're pickpocketing someone, the loot will fall into the ground and then you need to catch the loot, but now the loot goes straight into your pocket. I feel like this is just a quality of life change. I might make it so that the loot takes a while to pickpocket, so it's more of like a time thing. But other than that, I don't see why we even put it dropping to the ground in the first place. So I've changed that. I've also fixed a bunch of bugs in Filthgate and just some lore adjustments and some object adjustments. And there's a couple ideas that I had there that I'm going to probably apply over the next week or so. And then also, speaking of, I've begun experimenting with more subtle loot, in the sense that before, Scraptail was this very Spyro-like collectathon platformer, where you had a lot of coins scattered around the map and you had to run around the coins. And I don't love that as much anymore. Now, I might be biased, and so I want your opinion on this, but recently I've been playing a lot of Dishonored and just other games, more modern games, and in more modern gaming there is not so childish and not so platformish. The loot is much more subtle. It has a soft glow to it, and you kind of need to be paying attention. And there was a comment last week that did bring my attention to this, that said, I think the coins are too much. It's too easy. The chests have this big glowing circle around them. It's too easy, and I agree with that. I've always agreed with that. And so I've been experimenting with making the loot a little less obvious, but also I might just be biased. So let me know what you think. Do you prefer the more collectathon-ish type of loot, where you just basically follow a trail of coins, or do you prefer this more subtle loot that is more ingrained in the environment? So instead of just being 3 coins in a row in the middle of the road, you actually need to find that bag of coin that someone left on their table while they were playing cards, stuff like that. Let me know what you think. I personally prefer this more diegetic one, but you know, I'll do whatever people like the most. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm probably gonna leave Scraptail slowly over the next week. I do have to start moving on to other stuff. I can spend all my time on Scraptail. And so if you have any requests or last minute additions that you would like to see, let me know, because this is probably the last chance you're gonna get, or one of the last chances for a while. And yeah, I'm gonna shut up now and let the game play on the background, and I will see you all next week. Bye bye.